Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my safe space, at Heal with Shadowed Light. This is a place where we embrace vulnerability, where shadows dance with light, and where healing begins. Today, we're diving deep into anxiety, a journey I've walked and continue to walk. If you're struggling, know that you are not alone. Millions face this challenge. Within these challenges lie opportunities for growth, understanding, and healing. This is my story of anxiety, but more importantly, a story of hope. For years, anxiety held me captive. It whispered doubts in my ear, painted worst-case scenarios in my mind, and stole the joy from everyday moments. I felt alone, lost in a labyrinth of worry, unsure of how to find my way out. The world seemed to shimmer with a nervous energy that only I could perceive. Social gatherings became unbearable, my mind racing with thoughts of judgment and inadequacy. Sleep offered no escape, my nights haunted by anxieties that refused to be silenced. It took time, courage, and a deep desire for change to break free from the grip of anxiety. It was a journey of self-discovery, of learning to listen to my body and honor my needs. Through therapy, mindfulness practices, and the unwavering support of loved ones, I began to reclaim my life. I discovered the power of vulnerability, the importance of self-compassion, and the transformative potential of healing. It began subtly, a whisper of unease that I brushed aside as everyday stress. Deadlines loomed at work, my social calendar overflowed. But beneath the surface, a current of anxiety was starting to pull. The first noticeable sign was the insomnia. I'd lie awake for hours, my mind racing with worries. Then came the heart palpitations, a sudden fluttering in my chest. I told myself it was just too much coffee, too little sleep. But the symptoms persisted, weaving into every aspect of my life. Social situations became minefields of potential discomfort. I'd overthink conversations, convinced I'd said something wrong. The more I tried to ignore it, the stronger the anxiety became. It was like a shadow, always lurking at the edges of my awareness. I felt like I was living on the edge of a panic attack. Shame took root, silencing my struggles. I was supposed to be strong, capable, the one who always held it together. Admitting weakness felt like an impossibility, so I retreated further into myself, constructing walls of silence around my pain. Days blurred into a monotonous cycle of work, forced smiles, and sleepless nights. I went through the motions, but the joy had drained from my life, replaced by a pervasive sense of dread. I felt like I was living in a pressure cooker, the intensity of my anxiety building with each passing day. The isolation was suffocating. I yearned to reach out, to confide in someone, but the fear of judgment held me back. What would people think? Would they see me as weak, incapable, broken? So I kept my struggles hidden, my smile a carefully constructed mask that concealed the turmoil within. The worst part was the overwhelming sense of loneliness. I felt like I was the only one battling these invisible demons, that no one else could possibly understand the depth of my despair. I was trapped in a prison of my own making, the bars forged from fear and shame. The turning point came unexpectedly during a routine checkup with my doctor. As she asked about my well-being, the carefully constructed dam of my composure crumbled. Tears streamed down my face as I confessed, in a choked whisper, "I don't think I'm okay." Her response was like a lifeline thrown into the depths of my despair. She listened with compassion, her gaze steady and reassuring. There was no judgment in her eyes, only understanding and a genuine desire to help. For the first time, I felt seen, heard, validated. The weight of my secret, carried alone for so long, began to lift. She explained that anxiety is a real medical condition, just like any other, and that seeking help was a sign of strength, not weakness. Her words were a revelation. They chipped away at the shame that had kept me shackled in silence for so long. It was the permission I needed to acknowledge my struggles, to stop blaming myself, and to start seeking healing. Armed with this newfound understanding, I began to open up to trusted friends and family. Their response was overwhelmingly supportive. They listened without judgment, offering words of encouragement and understanding. Their empathy created a safe space for me to be vulnerable, to shed the mask I had worn for so long, and to finally embrace my truth. With their love as my anchor, I began to explore different avenues of healing. Therapy provided a safe and structured environment to process my experiences, challenge negative thought patterns, and develop coping mechanisms. I discovered the power of mindfulness practices, learning to ground myself in the present moment and quiet the relentless chatter of my anxious mind. The journey wasn't linear. There were setbacks, moments of doubt, and days when the darkness threatened to engulf me once more. But with each challenge, I learned something new about myself, about my resilience, and about the transformative power of vulnerability. Anxiety. It's more than just a feeling. It's a relentless companion, casting a long shadow over even the brightest of days. Imagine a tightness in your chest, a knot that refuses to loosen its grip. Your heart races, your breath becomes shallow, and your body thrums with nervous energy. Everyday tasks can feel like insurmountable obstacles, but know this, you are not alone. Anxiety is a deeply personal experience, but it's far from uncommon. While the experience of anxiety is deeply personal, its roots often lie in a complex interplay of genetic predisposition, life experiences, and brain chemistry. Understanding the science behind anxiety can help to demystify the condition, fostering self-compassion and empowering us to seek effective treatment. Our brains are wired to respond to threats. When we perceive danger, our amygdala, the brain's fear center, triggers a cascade of physiological responses designed to keep us safe. The fight or flight response. This response is essential for survival, but in individuals with anxiety, the amygdala can become overactive, interpreting even benign situations as threats. Furthermore, imbalances in neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers in our brains, can contribute to anxiety. Serotonin, dopamine, and GABA play crucial roles in regulating mood, and when their levels are disrupted, it can lead to feelings of anxiety, fear, and panic. Life experiences, particularly those that are traumatic or stressful, can also leave their mark on our brains, making us more susceptible to anxiety. Childhood adversity, abuse, grief, and relationship challenges can alter our brain circuitry, making us more likely to perceive threats and react with fear. Statistics paint a stark picture of anxiety's prevalence. Millions around the world grapple with this condition, their lives touched by its invisible hand. But behind these numbers are real people, each with their own unique story of struggle and resilience. 1 in 5 adults experience anxiety every year. That's 300 million people globally navigating the world with a mind that often feels like their own worst enemy. These numbers are staggering, a testament to the pervasiveness of this often misunderstood condition. But let's remember, these aren't just numbers. They represent real people, each with their own unique experiences, challenges, and triumphs. Behind every statistic is a story, A story of a student struggling to focus in class, a parent battling to keep up with the demands of family life, a professional grappling with imposter syndrome, a senior citizen facing isolation and fear. Anxiety doesn't discriminate. It affects people of all ages, genders, races, and socioeconomic backgrounds. It can manifest in countless ways, from generalized anxiety disorder to social anxiety, panic disorder, and phobias. The common thread is a persistent feeling of fear or worry that interferes with daily life. Healing from anxiety is a journey, not a destination. It's a process of self-discovery, of learning to navigate the waves of life with more peace, grace, and resilience. And while the path may be winding, there are tools, practices, and strategies that can serve as anchors along the way, guiding us towards a place of greater well-being. These tools are not one-size-fits-all solutions. They are invitations to explore what works best for you, to cultivate a personalized toolkit that supports your unique healing journey. Some may resonate deeply, while others may require further exploration or adaptation. The key is to approach each practice with a sense of curiosity, openness, and gentle self-compassion. Remember, healing takes time. Be patient with yourself, celebrate small victories, and honor the courage it takes to show up for yourself each and every day. You are not alone on this journey. There is support available, and within you lies the strength and resilience to navigate the challenges ahead. Section 2. Breath by Breath. The power of deep breathing. In the midst of an anxiety attack, it can feel like the world is closing in. Your heart races, your chest tightens, and your thoughts spiral out of control. But there's a powerful tool you always have at your disposal: your breath. Deep breathing calms your nervous system and quiets your mind. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, counteracting stress. This slows your heart rate and relaxes your muscles. With each breath, you create a space of calm. Find a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your abdomen. Inhale slowly through your nose. Feel your abdomen expand. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Feel your abdomen contract. Continue breathing deeply, focusing on the rise and fall of your abdomen. If your mind wanders, gently guide it back to your breath. With each inhale, invite peace and calm into your body. With each exhale, release tension, worry, or fear. Section 3. Stillness and Clarity. Embracing mindfulness meditation. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the relentless stream of thoughts and worries. Mindfulness meditation offers a sanctuary from the storm, a space to cultivate stillness and clarity. It's about observing your thoughts without judgment and bringing your attention back to your breath. With regular practice, mindfulness can help reduce stress and cultivate a deeper appreciation for the present moment. Section 4. The healing power of words, journaling your journey. Sometimes the most powerful way to process our emotions, gain clarity, and foster self-understanding is to simply put pen to paper. Journaling provides a safe and private space to explore our inner landscape, to give voice to our fears and anxieties, and to cultivate a deeper sense of self-awareness. There's no right or wrong way to journal. Some days, you may find yourself pouring your heart out in a stream of consciousness, while other days, you may prefer to jot down a few key thoughts or insights. You can write about your experiences with anxiety, explore your triggers, track your progress, or simply use journaling as a space to process your emotions and release any pent-up tension. The act of writing can be incredibly therapeutic in and of itself. It allows us to externalize our thoughts and feelings, to gain a fresh perspective, and to release the grip that anxiety can have on our minds. By putting our experiences into words, we begin to make sense of them, to integrate them into our personal narratives, and to move forward with greater understanding and compassion. Section 5. Grounding into the present. Reconnecting with your senses. Grounding techniques help anchor you to the present moment, engaging your senses to shift focus from anxious thoughts. Use the 5-4-3-2-1 method. Notice 5 things you see, 4 you touch, 3 you hear, 2 you smell, and 1 you taste. Spend time in nature to connect with the world through your senses. Nature soothes our souls and quiets our minds. Section 6. Nurturing your inner sanctuary. The importance of self-care. Self-care isn't selfish. It's essential, especially when you're navigating the challenges of anxiety. It's about prioritizing your well-being, honoring your needs, and creating rituals that nourish your mind, body, and soul. It's about filling your cup so that you have the energy and resilience to face life's challenges. Self-care looks different for everyone. It could be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly and enjoy a cup of tea, or as indulgent as booking a massage or spending an afternoon at the spa. It could involve engaging in activities that bring you joy, spending time with loved ones, or simply creating space for rest and relaxation. The key is to identify what activities make you feel grounded, centered, and at peace, and to make them a regular part of your routine. When you prioritize self-care, you send a powerful message to yourself that you are worthy of love, care, and attention. And when you nurture your own well-being, you create a solid foundation from which to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and resilience. Overcoming anxiety isn't about becoming fearless. It's about choosing hope over fear, even when fear feels all-encompassing. It's about acknowledging the whispers of anxiety without letting them dictate your every move. It's about learning to ride the waves of uncertainty with courage and grace, knowing that you possess the inner strength to navigate whatever storms may come. Remember, healing is not linear. There will be days when anxiety's grip feels suffocating, when the darkness threatens to extinguish your inner light. But even in those moments, hold on to hope. Hope is not the absence of fear. It's the belief that something better is possible, even if you can't see it yet. Embrace your journey with compassion. Celebrate small victories. Honor your resilience, and allow yourself to feel the full spectrum of human emotions without judgment. You are not defined by your anxiety. You are a work in progress, a masterpiece in the making, and within you lies an incredible capacity for healing, growth, and transformation. If you're reading this and resonating with my story, please know that you're not alone. Your experiences, your struggles, your triumphs, they all matter. Your story has the power to inspire, to comfort, and to remind others that they too can find healing and hope. Sharing our stories can be a powerful antidote to the shame and isolation that often accompany anxiety. When we speak our truths, we create space for others to do the same. We chip away at the stigma surrounding mental health, fostering a culture of empathy, understanding, and support. Whether you choose to share your story with a trusted friend, a therapist, or with the wider world, know that your voice has the power to make a difference. Your vulnerability can be a source of strength, not only for yourself, but for others who are still navigating their own journeys of healing. Healing is often found not in isolation, but in connection. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who see your strength, and who offer a safe space for you to be vulnerable. Seek out communities, both online and offline, where you can connect with others who understand the unique challenges of living with anxiety. Support groups, online forums, and social media communities can provide invaluable resources, advice, and a sense of belonging. Knowing that you're not alone in your struggles can be incredibly empowering. Sharing experiences, coping mechanisms, and words of encouragement can help to ease the burden of anxiety and foster a sense of hope. Remember, reaching out for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. It takes courage to acknowledge our struggles and to ask for support. And when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open ourselves up to the transformative power of human connection. As we conclude this journey through the landscapes of anxiety, remember that healing is an ongoing process. It's a journey of self-discovery, of learning to navigate the ups and downs of life with greater awareness, compassion, and resilience. Embrace the journey with all its twists and turns, for it's in the imperfections that we often discover our greatest strengths. Continue to explore the tools and practices that resonate with you. Cultivate a self-care routine that nourishes your mind, body, and soul. Seek out support when you need it, and remember that you are not alone. And above all, hold on to hope. Hope for a brighter tomorrow. Hope for a future where anxiety no longer holds you captive. Hope for a life filled with peace, joy, and a deep sense of well-being. The journey may be challenging, but you are stronger than you think. And within you lies the power to heal, to grow, and to create a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling.